Hey, Alex. It's good to chat. I've been thinking a lot about my English journey lately. I feel like I've made good progress with the basics and even some intermediate stuff, thanks to your advice. But now I'm wondering, what's next? How do you keep that momentum going when you're no longer a beginner, but not quite an expert? It feels like the improvements are smaller and harder to notice.
Hmm. Hey, Emily. That's a fantastic question, and a sign you're really committed to deep learning, not just surface level acquisition. It's a very common stage. You're moving from learning the rules to living the language, if that makes sense. It's less about massive, obvious leaps and more about subtle refinements, broader application, and truly internalizing the nuances.
Living the language. I like that. I guess one area I still feel hesitant about is more complex communication, like participating in detailed discussions or writing longer, more structured pieces. I can manage daily conversations, but expressing intricate ideas still feels like a hurdle, Alex.
I completely understand, Emily. That's where shifting your focus from passive consumption to active, more demanding production becomes key. For instance, you mentioned writing. It's such a powerful tool for language development because it forces you to organize your thoughts with precision, choose vocabulary carefully, and really grapple with complex sentence structures and cohesion. Have you tried any specific writing exercises?
Not formally, Alex. I write emails and short messages, but I haven't really challenged myself with, say, essays or even detailed opinion pieces. It feels intimidating, and I worry about making grammatical errors that I might not even be aware of.
The fear of errors is a big one, but try to see writing as a safe space to experiment. You could start with low-pressure activities. How about keeping a journal in English, where you reflect on your day or write about topics that interest you? Or pick an article you've read and try to write a summary to it. The act of formulating your thoughts in writing, even if imperfect, strengthens those neural pathways. You can then use tools or ask for feedback to identify areas for improvement.
Journaling. That's a good idea. It's private, so the pressure is off, and it would force me to look up words and think about sentence construction. What about speaking in more demanding situations, Alex? I'm comfortable with one-on-one chats, but group discussions or more formal presentations still make me nervous.
That's where practice in varied contexts comes in. You could try joining an online English speaking club focused on a hobby, a book club, a movie discussion group, or even a casual debate club. These environments often provide a supportive space to practice expressing opinions, agreeing, disagreeing politely, and building arguments, all crucial skills for more advanced communication. The key is to gradually increase the complexity and the stakes as you feel more comfortable.
A debate club? That sounds both terrifying and exhilarating. I suppose it would really push me to think on my feet. And speaking of living the language, Alex, how important is understanding the cultural context behind the words? Sometimes I understand all the individual words in a sentence, but I feel like I'm missing the subtle meaning or the humor.
Oh, immensely important, Emily. Language and culture are deeply intertwined. Idioms, slang, humor, politeness conventions, cultural references, these are often what separate a proficient speaker from someone who sounds truly natural and can connect on a deeper level. Actively seek out authentic materials. Watch TV shows and movies. Perhaps analyze scenes or look up discussions about them. Listen to podcasts that discuss cultural topics. Read contemporary fiction by native authors. And follow social media from English-speaking countries. It's about developing an ear for these nuances.
So it's about broadening the scope significantly beyond just grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It feels like a lifelong commitment, Alex, which is exciting, but also makes me wonder about maintaining motivation over such a long period. How do you keep the passion alive when it becomes such a long-term endeavor?
That's the million-dollar question. For me, it's about constantly reconnecting with your why. Why did you start learning English? What doors does it open for you personally, professionally, or intellectually? And crucially, you need to keep finding new, engaging challenges that align with your interests. If your initial goal was to travel, maybe now your goal is to read a specific author in their original English, or to understand academic lectures in your field, or even to mentor other learners.
Finding new challenges. I like that. It keeps things fresh.
I guess my why has evolved. Initially, it was for better job opportunities, but now I genuinely enjoy the access it gives me to different perspectives and information. So, to maintain momentum, I need to set new, meaningful goals that reflect that evolving why.
Precisely, Emily. And make sure these goals are still SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, but perhaps more ambitious or focused on application.